September 2008. A 158-year-old bank collapses overnight. $600 billion. Gone. Retirement accounts vanish. Millions lose their jobs, homes, hope. It started with a lie so small, so catchy, you could fit it on a billboard.
Why rent when you can own?
A dream sold to millions. A promise of prosperity. And the illusion of safety. This is the story of how that dream, wrapped in optimism, became a weapon. The boom before the bust, 2001. The U.S. economy is reeling from the dot-com crash. In September, 9/11 shakes the world. Markets panic. Consumer confidence plunges. To keep the economy alive, the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates again and again, until borrowing becomes almost free. Suddenly, banks are eager to lend. Americans are ready to borrow. And what's the safest, smartest place to park your money? Real estate? Buy a home. Watch its value rise. Refinance. Repeat. It wasn't just shelter, it was an investment strategy. Middle-class families got in. So did young couples, retirees, and even first-time buyers with shaky credit. And banks? They didn't care. They said yes to everyone.
Congratulations, you're approved for $500,000.
But we only make $40,000 a year.
No worries. Adjustable rate mortgage, 0 down, ninja loan.
No income, no job, no assets, no problem. This wasn't just a boom, it was a frenzy. TV shows glamorized house flipping. Seminars popped up promising fast wealth. People quit their jobs to become real estate investors overnight. And the message everywhere was the same. Why rent when you can own? Madness of the market. The logic was simple. Housing prices always go up, so if you bought a house today, you could sell it tomorrow for a profit. Banks and mortgage brokers fed the frenzy. They earned money for every loan they closed, so they stopped caring who could repay them. You didn't need savings. You didn't need a job. All you needed was a signature. People started buying second homes, vacation homes, investment properties. Many never planned to live in them. Some buyers were fraudsters. Some were just naive. By 2006, the average American home was wildly overvalued. In some cities, prices had doubled in just a few years. But the demand didn't slow. Why? Because people believed the myth. And when everyone believes a myth, it becomes a bubble. Banks kept lending, builders kept building, buyers kept buying. And Wall Street, they were about to turn the madness into money. The toxic truth. Enter the world of mortgage-backed securities, or MBS. Here's how it worked. Banks made home loans. Then they bundled thousands of those loans together into one financial product. That bundle was sold to investors, pension funds, hedge funds, banks, anyone looking for returns. The theory? Even if a few people defaulted, the rest would pay. But the banks didn't stop there. They created even more exotic products. Collateralized debt obligations, CDOs. Take a bunch of mortgage-backed securities, some good, some bad, and mix them up. Then slice them into layers called tranches. Top tranche? AAA rated. Supposedly safe. Bottom tranche? Junk. The ratings agencies, paid by the banks, went along with it. They stamped risky products as safe. Why? Because they didn't want to lose business. Investors around the world loaded up on these time bombs. They were told it was low risk, high return. But in reality, it was rotten from the inside out. Everyone in the system, banks, brokers, ratings agencies, regulators, had incentives to look the other way. And they did. The fall begins. The collapse started slowly. By 2006, home prices peaked. Then reality set in. Adjustable rate mortgages reset. Monthly payments doubled overnight. People defaulted. Foreclosures began. Entire neighborhoods emptied out. Banks tried to sell repossessed homes. No one was buying. The market froze. Investors holding mortgage-backed securities suddenly realized they had no idea what their assets were worth. Banks panicked. Trust evaporated. And when trust disappears, so does credit. Then came the breaking point. In September 2008, Lehman Brothers collapsed. $600 billion in assets? Gone. No bailout, no buyer, just collapse. Markets around the world went into freefall. AIG, the world's biggest insurer, was next. Then Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Merrill Lynch, Washington Mutual. The financial system was paralyzed. Banks stopped lending, companies stopped hiring, unemployment soared, the stock market crashed, and the global economy held its breath. The rescue and what was done. The US government had a choice: let the system collapse or intervene. They chose to act. Congress passed a $700 billion bailout called TARP, the Troubled Asset Relief Program. The goal? Buy toxic assets from banks, unclog the system, restore trust. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates to near zero, again, and they launched quantitative easing, essentially printing money to buy bonds and inject cash into the economy. AIG was rescued with $180 billion, Fannie and Freddie, taken over by the government. Even automakers like GM and Chrysler got $80 billion in emergency loans. Banks were stabilized. Wall Street breathed a sigh of relief, but the recovery didn't reach everyone. Main Street was still burning. Millions had already lost jobs, homes, and retirement savings. The help came too late, or not at all. Aftermath and rage. The toll was devastating. 8 million jobs lost, 4 million homes foreclosed, $19 trillion in household wealth erased, and life savings were wiped out in weeks. And while ordinary Americans paid the price, the architects of the crisis walked away. No major CEO went to jail. In fact, many collected bonuses. The anger turned into outrage. In 2011, protests erupted across the country. Occupy Wall Street was born. Tents filled city squares. Signs read, "We are the 99%. It wasn't just about bailouts anymore. It was about inequality, about injustice, about a system that punished the poor and rewarded the powerful. The financial system was saved, but the trust, that was shattered. Could it happen again?
Yes.
In the years after the crash, new regulations were passed. Dodd-Frank created oversight rules. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was formed. Banks had to undergo regular stress tests. Derivatives like CDOs faced tighter scrutiny. It helped, but only for a while. Many protections were quietly rolled back. Lobbyists pushed back. Regulations weakened. Memory faded. Could it happen again? Yes. But next time, it won't be the same. The next bubble could be student debt, now over $1.7 trillion. Crypto speculation, AI and tech stock overvaluation, private equity or shadow banking, largely unregulated, because greed doesn't vanish, it mutates. If this helped you understand the 2008 financial crisis, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks banks always play fair.